Well, Bill, prosecutors are calling this the worst case of child abuse they've ever seen in the county, which is why they're using Dominic's Law to prosecute Eric Macklin. He's the man accused of fracturing a 2-year-old's skull. We just got word not too long ago that the body found yesterday is that of 45-year-old Lee Swanson. Police say she died of a gunshot wound. Swanson was last seen on November 16th when she went out on a date with a man she met online. Now, when police went to that man's house to investigate, they found a 28-year-old suicide victim. Now police are left to investigate whether the suicide victim could be Swanson's killer. Bill, police say that the 19-year-old victim was shot in the shoulder while waiting to get inside this lounge right behind me here. When nearby business owners showed up a short time later this morning, they say this parking lot was covered in broken glass, beer bottles. They say they've had enough. Meantime, the folks inside the lounge at the time of the shooting, they say they don't plan on coming back. Officials tell me that the data released in this report does not accurately represent Flint's current state of violence. They say they've taken many steps within the past year that are working to cut down on crime in some of Flint's most dangerous neighborhoods. Jane, 1.4 million Michiganders are expected to hit the roads this weekend. That on top of more than 100 construction projects, and it can make driving a little tricky. But MDOT has a plan in place hoping to ease the traveling headache. The claims involve prostitution, embezzled funds, and violations of the Whistleblower Protection Act. Shriner's saying that a former employee is accused of taking funds. Meanwhile, he says he was fired for a completely different reason. And you can just feel the excitement that you're talking about, Eric. The fans here, so excited. But we spoke with businesses earlier today who are just as thrilled that all these fans are coming to downtown Midland. Now, you would think that waters this high, Bill, would be troubling, but residents here in Vassar tell me this is nothing. They remember a time when you couldn't drive your car down Main Street. You actually needed a boat. Michigan State Police tell us they're looking for a man considered armed and dangerous. Police tell NBC 25 that the man reportedly fired a weapon at a home where his wife and children were this afternoon. Fire officials say an arson problem continues in the city after 2 fires were set within a short amount of time overnight. And good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brittany Shannon. We start in Saginaw, where a fire engulfs a building just feet away from the historic Potter Street train station. It happened at 715 North Warren Street around 8 p.m. The currently empty building was the former home of the train depot and the Claude Spot. Arson investigators were on the scene of the fire. We begin in Flint, where it was a violent weekend. This morning, police are investigating 2 separate homicides. Police say the latest happened yesterday afternoon around 12:30 on the 3600 block of Marvin Street. A person of interest is in custody in the murder of a 26-year-old man whose body was found at a Flint trailer park. Mount Morris Township Police say Christopher Cole's body was found at the Elms Mobile Home Park Wednesday afternoon. Cole had been reported missing in Mount Morris Township Monday night. Well, still ahead, cue those ahs because beautiful babies are to come. They were in Birch Run today. Who walked away with the baby crown? Well, we'll tell you ahead. Well, the home of the first Corvettes to hit the road is celebrating 60 years of tradition. The Flint Assembly Plant is honoring Chevrolet's flagship sports car in the lot where Michiganders once assembled the hot rod. Corvette faithfuls cruised together today from Flint to Detroit. Drivers describe the relationship with their vets as being personal.